From the Ron Miller Race Car Studio, this is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your host, Scott Hammer.
There we are. Oh yeah, I muted you. Sorry about that.
Too close. You got to wear that all
Welcome,
night.
race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, live from the virtual Ron Miller Race Car Studio. It's the Hammer Down Racing Report. This is I'm doing this for you, Ron.
Take it off. I don't like your muffler.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
Yeah. What if you put it on upside down?
Then I'm very sad. Or angry.
Oh.
I guess it looks more angry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, forget it, Scott.
We'll be talking about face masks a little bit later on tonight. Welcome to the
we will.
Hammer Down Racing Report show for Thursday, July 23rd. This is show number 140. And we got a good show for you tonight. Lots to talk about. My earbuds got pulled out there a little bit.
No.
Of course, the mask order. I don't even know what
mask order.
Yeah, in Ohio.
From Governor DeWine.
Is going to be affecting things at a lot of tracks in the area, luckily. I mean, it could be worse. It could be everything got shut down again. So if I got to wear a mask as opposed to having things shut down, all right, whatever.
Sitting home on Saturday night watching NASCAR with nobody in the grandstands, yeah.
There's a few people.
We'll wear a mask to make that happen.
We'll talk about that later. Christina Henricks from Oakshade Raceway is going to join us later on in the show to tell us a little bit, answer some questions about what's going to be involved with the mask wearing. Pretty much just wear a mask. It's going to be pretty simple. Also joining us on the show here in just a second or two, we'll talk to Oakshade Raceway late model point leader, Jake Rendel, who's having a great season, picked up his first late model win last month and has been running strong all year long. He's actually been running pretty strong the past few years, but this year, breakout year for him. We'll be talking to him, getting to know him a little bit better. And also we'll have an update on Millstream Speedway and their reopening. I had a nice conversation with Scott Warner earlier today and learned a lot. There's a lot going on. So a lot to talk to today. We'll have all the latest news as well. First, we'll pay some bills. Make sure to call this guy. I always point the wrong way. This guy right there. Right?
Oh, yeah, that's me. Hello.
Ron Miller Race Cars, 734-856-7223. Race Cars, parts, safety equipment. Take your car there when you got a shock that keeps getting bent every week, and he'll fix it. So,
that's because some guy keeps running through all the big holes. But he was fast doing it, so we won't complain. Thanks
to Big D's Pizza in Clyde. I actually went there for the first time.
Oh, you did? And you brought some stuff home? We had a doggy bag. Oh, Scott, it's so good. You know, I didn't know that Big D's had such a deep menu. I mean, they have seafood, chicken, ribs. Oh, my gosh. Go to their webpage and take a look. There's something there for everybody. If you're not a pizza fan, they've got it. And if the rest of their food's anything like their pizza, actually, I think maybe I want a franchise for this area.
That's what I was saying. Did you like that strawberry cheesecake pizza thing?
I didn't tell Mama what's in that box. She thinks it's more pizza.
Never mind. Not talking about anything there. Head on over to Big D's Pizza over there in Clyde. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. Save 10% off any order. And thanks to Dean and the folks over there. I went with my parents. My mom hates everything. She's not a big fan of places unless she's very particular about the places she likes to go to. So she went there and she actually liked it. So
she gave it a thumbs up?
I think so, yes.
It was one of these?
Two of them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thanks to Oakshade Raceway. We're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night. This week is an Attica Oakshade Late Model Challenge Series event. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Steve Kester Mowing. Give him a call for all your lawn and landscaping needs. Your lawn might need some extra help with, what is this, like the second hottest month ever in this area?
It's sure been dry.
Yeah. He'll help you out with mowing, seeding, fertilizing, insect, weed control. Call Steve at 419-466-3801. Tell him Hammer Down Racing Report sent you. Millstream Speedway. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, or millstreamspeedway.net. Keep up to date on their plan to reopen in 2020. And again, like I said, we'll have an update on that a little bit later on in the show. And freeze frame photos. For all your racetrack photos, whether on the track or in Victory Lane, they have 23 years of memories at Oakshade, Toledo, and other local tracks. They can meet all your photo needs. They do photo shoots by appointment. Give them a call, 419-476-9978. And also Continental Service over there in Adrian, Michigan. All kinds of auto repair there, 517-263-8573. And all that's down there in that scroll. It'll be happening there.
I'm not sure about Continental Service, but all the other folks that we are affiliated with have really nice Facebook pages. So if you can't get a hold of them or you don't remember, look them up.
Support our sponsors that are supporting us.
Please.
We appreciate it. And with that, we'll bring in that late model points leader, Jake Rendel. Jake, how's it going? Oh, I got him muted too. I'm sorry. There. Now, how's it going?
Good. How you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Good. And here, let's bring that. So, I don't know that a lot of people know you're kind of a quiet guy. You're not really into the limelight and stuff. I mean, who is Jake Rendel?
Like you said, kind of quiet. I mean, you get to know me. I talk quite a bit, but you know, a lot of people I've had us. We've always parked down in the bomber pits, you know, so the guys down there, I think, know me pretty well. It's weird racing a late model, never parking with the late model guys, so a lot of those guys don't really know who I am. But, yeah, quiet, kind of. I mean, I'll talk to anybody, work on anybody's car, help anybody with anything, so I might come off as rough or whatever, look grumpy, but I'm not. So
Scott, I don't know if you were part of the old Motorsports Talk Show when Rusty Schlenk was just getting going, but he was kind of tongue-tied and had some real problems speaking, and you can't shut him up now. So I think there's hope for Jake.
All right, good.
So are you comparing Rusty to Jake?
They've both been darn fast this year, man.
That's true. All right. Oh, I asked you this before the show, but I'll ask again. Is your brother Jarrett still pissed at me for Saturday?
Nope, he's not.
Okay.
No, we don't hold grudges, you know.
You've never been angry at another driver?
Has he?
No, you. Have you ever?
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can think. When I was younger, man, watch out. But I tell you what, I married a good woman, and she has helped calm me down. And my dad, if you guys know my dad at all, but most people from Oakshade know my dad.
Yeah.
You know, he's taught me how to be, you know, mellow and all that.
Tell us a little bit about your family's involvement in racing. I know you, Jarrett, and Bob. I mean, is there any more is there anything before? Is Bob the first one, or?
No, he was the first. He's the one that got us all started in this. Yeah, he just did it all on his own, really. Built cars. My dad is a worker. He is not a type to sit still. Always doing something, you know. So, you know, back then he's building race cars and didn't know much about it, really. And he's really over 25 years now, I think, roughly for him, maybe a little more. He's figured his stuff out, you know. So
is that where you got
your dad started back at Butler, correct?
Nope. Oakshade is where we started. Yep. My dad probably mid-90, I think, maybe early 90s started there. I started, I think, around 99. I started racing.
Now, were you helping Dad back then, or how did you get into it?
Nope, I wasn't helping Dad. I was a couch potato, I guess, back then. I was kind of into football, basketball, other stuff. Working on cars, I was not into. But once I got out of high school, got a job and stuff, could afford a little bit of stuff. That's when I got into it. So
How long you been running the late model now? I mean, you've
The
worked
late model,
Yeah.
5, 6 years maybe now. I did a little bit at Butler. Few years before that, not very long, couple years. I think I got in at Butler. That I don't know if you can call that late model racing. That's not really a great late model track. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Butler, just not a great late model track.
Okay.
So,
Now, do you think you got the late model figured out now after 5 years?
yeah, this year it seems like it kind of, and I don't even know how to. This year, a lot of luck I think fell into it. But see, I actually lost my job at the beginning of this year, and I worked at the same place for like 20 years. Lost my job, and my dad is like, "Well, I'll put you to work, so you got money coming in." And he put me to work working on my race car. So I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! This is like a dream come true, getting paid to work on my car." So I had a nice couple months to really go through things and perfect them. Where normally, working life, family life, I've got, like I said, an awesome wife, and I got 3 girls at home. Keep pretty busy, so to find a couple months to actually work hardcore on a race car was nice. So
Does your wife or your kids, your daughters, help out at all with the car or come watch you?
yeah, they'll come watch. My middle daughter Abby, she's 13. She'll come every weekend if she can. I also have a 3-year-old, so that slows my wife down from coming to the track.
Okay.
But they race go-karts at Palmyra Speedway on Friday nights. My older 2 daughters do. So.
There any desire that they have to get in a stock car, compact, anything bigger?
Yeah, I think they're getting there. We were just talking last night about it, but Mom heard us talking from the other room and started yelling that she needed to be included in this decision. So we'll have to talk when she's not around, I guess.
What, besides all the extra time you had to work on the car, what's been the big difference? Because boy, you've really stepped your program up this year.
Yeah, well, it's a different chassis. So probably one of our nicer ones, I guess, that we've had. I mean, we got something we ran into at a swap meet, and I was looking at the chassis. It was a race ready car, actually. I was looking at it to rob the header part number because it was a Pierce car, like my last year car. And then the guy started a sales pitch, and I'm like, not interested, until he spit out a number. And then I had to run it over there. So
nice. So last month, it's probably a little over a month ago now, you got your first late model win. Was that your first late model win anywhere? I know it was at
yeah. Let me I would say yes. Butler, I might have had something, but their late model class, when they called them late models, I never had a feature win. Then they went to like the Sportsman late model combo deal. It was, I don't even know what we were running really. It was like a late model and kind of like Oakshade Sportsman. I might have won some features in that class, but nothing that I would consider a late model win like what we got at Oakshade. So
how big was that win for you? I mean, was that your biggest win so far?
Yeah, I mean, I could be done racing now and be happy because I never dreamed that would happen, honestly. So and I know a lot of things fell into place that helped me out that night, but I mean, when it comes to racing, I feel a win is a win no matter what happens. So I will take it.
That's what everybody keeps telling me. A win is a win. So yeah, I mean. And you've looked strong. You had a run. Was it the Summer National race a couple years ago or last year where you were racing with whoever was in second to keep from getting? I mean, you weren't holding them up. You were just running your line. But
yep.
I mean, and then people were accusing you of like trying to help out. I forget who won that race too.
Chris Keller.
Was it Keller that won that?
Yep, Chris Keller won that. And I mean, them guys can say whatever they want. They didn't have anything for Chris that night anyway. Yeah. Chris was fast. They weren't catching him. So,
but it was no conspiracy, nothing between you and Chris to set that up. Huh?
No. Yeah. I mean, how do you set something like that up? Yeah, there was no setup. But when Chris got by me on the inside, I slipped up off the bottom, and partway through that race, my car kind of came in and got faster. So, I mean, I race hard no matter what. I mean, like I said, I talked to my 2 daughters that are racing, and that is one thing that I tell them constantly: you never give up, and you always give it your all. So, I mean, how do I tell them to do that if I'm not going to do that? So,
gotcha. So you got your first real late model win last month. What'd you do to celebrate?
I guess nothing major, really. My wife and kids, because my wife wasn't there that night. She was at home watching the little one. We went out to Red Lobster. I think the next night was about it, but talked about it a lot with racing friends. So that's how all racers celebrate, I think. The good old garage talk.
How big would it be for you? I mean, you're leading the points right now at Oakshade. You've been running strong. How big would that be to win that championship? Get your name up there with the rest of those late model champions.
Yeah,
like Ron. Ron's one of them.
Yep. It would be amazing. Yeah, I couldn't. I can't even think about it. And of course, I am thinking about it because I wasn't planning on points racing this year. I actually should have missed races already. But my wife, I wanted to go. She made me go too. She's like, you're leading the points. You have to go. So, but I think she's got a lot of people chirping in her ear too. So, but I can't imagine winning a late model championship. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna try our best, but we'll see. There's a lot of fast cars down there.
And you've had some very consistent top 5 runs too, so that's really played into your points lead. That's a big deal. We've picked up our tire game this year, and tires are everything. I mean, it seems like I tried to run the same tires because 2 weeks ago I finished second behind Rusty. I think I ended the race on the same straightaway as him, which is not common this year for anyone. So I tried to run the same tires I ran that week this next week, and man, I dropped like a rock in the feature. I finished 7th, I think. So tires they're huge. Yeah.
So if there's any tire sponsors out there watching, I could use a couple. So.
What advice has your dad been giving you this year?
Yeah, basically, like we just talked about tires. He keeps telling me every week, and I feel bad because he does everything for the car. He funds everything. I can't afford to do it on my own. He's amazing. He funds both my brother and I, and he's constantly saying, "You want me to buy you a couple tires? You want me to buy you a couple tires?" And I got to tell him no, but that's what he keeps pushing for advice-wise is let him buy some tires to put on the car. So
do you kind of feel like an underdog, competing against some of the higher dollar teams out there and beating them?
Yeah, because I do feel like an underdog because like we don't have the money in behind it. What I rely on is my dad and my brother and their experience in racing and helping me out. And I'm not like with my chassis. I have a Pierce chassis. I don't really buy anything from Pierce, so I'm not calling up and getting their setup stuff. We're doing it on our own. My shock package is something that I actually quit running over 2.5 years ago. I quit, never service them or anything. I quit running them, put them in a bin, and that's what I'm running this year because they're the ones that aren't leaking. So I know I don't have a lot of the stuff that other guys do. So yeah, I kind of feel we're an underdog.
Okay. Any sponsors? I know your car looks pretty clean and green.
Yep. Really, the only sponsors, DK Products, Bill and Billy Brown, the 00 Sportsman.
Yeah,
at Oakshade.
it's right next to me.
Yeah, they'll throw me some money to buy some tires every now and then. They're pretty awesome. They're just out of the blue. Hey, they stop by the shop and see us, and when we've asked them, you want to put your name on the car? And they say no, but I list them as a sponsor because I really appreciate what they do. So, and I think they do that for quite a few guys. Really, they're great people. So,
any other sponsors at all?
Nope. Bob Rendel Race Engine, race cars, race parts. That's my guy right there. So
what's with the color green? I mean, the Rendels have always been, well, most of them, I guess, have been green.
Well, one of my dad's early cars, when it came time to paint it, he ran down to the tractor dealer and bought a gallon of, I think it was an Alice Chalmers or something green back then, and it's just stuck ever since then. I remember I hated it when he first painted his first car that color. I wasn't even really into racing that much back then, but I was like, man, Dad, your car ugly. But now I can't stand not having a green car. So,
and what about the 06? Where'd that come from?
6 members of the family. I don't know how the 0 got put in front of it. Maybe there was already a 6 when my dad started racing, but so that's, yeah, there's my mom and dad and their 4 kids. So that's where the 6 came from. So, and we've stuck with it. And a lot of times from year to year, we were, well, I'm done with this car. I'm going to jump in this car. Well, my brother Jarrett would jump in that car. Already had a number on it. So it got to where we all just kind of shared numbers until I think Oakshade finally yelled at us for having 2. We were 06, 06R, and 06J, and it got hard to tell us apart. We were all in Camaros. So they're like, you got to change something. So that's when Jarrett started going with the 006. So
You said you've run at Butler, you run at Oakshade. Any other tracks that you've run at?
I spent 2 years running I-96 in the mod class, early 2000s. I mean, we've traveled around a little bit. Last couple of years, we've been trying to run the last week of the Summer Nationals. So, up Thunderbird, and then where else I've been running? 96, Shady Hill, or I think it's called, down in Indiana. So,
favorite track?
Favorite track, Oakshade. How do you not love that place?
Okay, and that's where
exactly.
You got your start then at Oakshade then, or
I got my start at Oakshade. Yep.
You worked your way up, and now running a late model.
Yep.
I'm jealous. What's your future plans? I mean, you plan to just stay in the late model? You ever plan to give it up and just go, get your daughters? Or what's in the future for Jake Rendel and racing?
Future is, this will probably be, and I promised my wife in 2013 I'd never points race again. Well, last year with all the rainouts, we ended up at every race, and so this year, since I've been in the points and she's letting me continue on after this year, there's no more points racing for sure. No way am I going to get suckered in again. So,
unless you win the first couple nights.
Yeah, the first night better be the one I take off, I guess. So, okay. But no, nothing serious. I mean, we'll probably stick with the late model. I don't see my dad probably selling that car because it's been good to us. So we'll see. But
so just part-time then next year?
Part-time Oakshade, yeah. I mean, probably a little more than part-time, because that's the other thing. My dad, he's, pays for everything and lets me keep all my winnings. So it's almost like a nice little weekend job, really, especially this year when I, had a few nice runs. That it's nice to go home with a few $100s on the weekend for only spending 25 to get in. So it's nice.
And you've kept your car pretty clean, stayed out of trouble. I mean, there's been some pretty nasty wrecks this year. I mean, how is it just luck, or you just put your car in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, I get luck of the draw. A lot of it is, I've had a lot of upfront starts, and it's huge in the feature to start up front compared to starting in the back. I believe, knock on wood, I believe I've hit a redraw spot in every heat race this year, where, last year it's maybe 3-4 times hit a redraw spot. So, it's huge starting up front. And we did get caught up one night. We got caught up, I think, the night that took Casey out. Casey had a bad night the one night. I think he broke something in one of those wrecks. We were caught up in that wreck too, and didn't fare so well that night, but at least got to finish.
Was that the Dusty wreck or the Matt Chapman wreck?
Nope, Matt Chapman wreck. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That night we were caught up in that. We ended up with a flat during that, and a lot of body damage that made it so the car wouldn't turn real well.
Okay. Well, we have a thing that our guests 90% of the time will go on, after being on our show, will go on and get a win in their next race. So Saturday night could be win number 2 for you.
That sounds good.
Oakshade Challenge, so it's extra payoff too. That'd be a big deal.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season, and good, especially with that championship. And thanks for giving us the time.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for having me on. It was a pleasure.
All right,
Thanks,
man.
Jake.
We'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. Take care.
Thanks. There you go. Jake Rendel, point leader at Oakshade Raceway, picking up the first late model win last month. And very, very cool. Interesting. And we got Christina Henricks waiting to join in. How about we bring her in? She's she doesn't really have a title, but she's in charge at Oakshade.
She who must be obeyed. That's her title.
So a lot of tracks have this deal with the mask mandate now in effect because of the state of Ohio. So everybody is dealing with that. And of course, I'm sure you're getting a lot of questions, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. All kinds of questions.
So what's the most common question you're getting, and what's the answer?
Do I have to wear it the entire time? Per the governor on his orders for the state of Ohio, when it's an outdoor event or outdoors, if you cannot maintain your 6-foot social distancing, you have to wear a mask. So coming into the gate, you'll have to have a mask, face covering on. And then in the grandstands, you're supposed to be maintaining your social distance of 6 feet from anyone that's not in your group. If for any reason you can't, which there hasn't been a problem this year, you would have to wear a mask then, or face covering. Same thing when you go to the concession stand. If you cannot social distance in line, you need to put it on. Now, when the race cars, crew guys, when they're in their pit area and just in their pit area with their people, no, you do not have to wear it.
That counts as like their little family.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, I saw.
Well, and we certainly don't want to do anything that's going to get the racetrack in trouble. So we appreciate that input.
Absolutely. We
How about this?
Yeah.
How about, when in doubt, wear your mask.
Correct. We want to continue racing. We would love to finish our 2020 season. So if this is what we have to do, we're going to do it. Your mask looks awesome. See, I'm outside, but I'm by myself right at the moment. But yes, I know it's going to be hot Saturday and like that, but it's when you get out to get your pit pass, have your mask, face covering, shield. Some people have asked on the shields, and as long as it's a face covering, that is what we were want. So
Now,
what
has
they want.
anybody? I know you said not to ask any stupid questions, so I'm not asking you this question directly. But I'm going to ask you if anybody else has asked you, do we need to wear the mask while we're in the car on the track?
No.
Okay,
Scott, that would be
nobody's
exactly the
asking
same
that?
as that'd be the same as driving down the road alone in your car.
Okay,
That's what I was going to ask you. Is anyone racing with you in your race car when you're out there?
Bill the cat's sitting right behind me.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
they're not, but yeah, you just wait till I see you, Scott.
Okay,
Yeah.
then.
So,
And if
but
you're
yeah, like
eating,
Ron said,
you can take your mask off to eat too, right?
well, absolutely. It says eating and drinking,
Okay.
it just, like I said, it's, we, Fulton County did go to, Orange today.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, but, we have to do what we have to do to continue to race.
And
So.
it's not just Oakshade, Fremont, and Attica put out statements of the same thing with the masks being
Absolutely.
mandatory. So it's a statewide kind of deal.
It is.
I watched Governor DeWine's press conference, and it sounded like he is kind of doing away with the color-coded hot spots and just gone with a blanket. This is what it is, folks.
And I didn't watch him today. I did watch yesterday and listen to it. But with him going his statewide mandate on mask, the color-coded thing really, because that's what it was. Once you went to red, you were going to have to be mandatory on mask. Well, we're already mandatory on our mask.
There we are.
So,
now, will masks be available at the track, or do people have to bring their own?
I would definitely bring your own. We were looking at getting some, but I don't know if they will be here in time. Like I said, it's not, it'll all be okay. It'll work out.
You don't seem stressed at all.
No, not at all. Everyone will ask, questions. Oh, how you doing? Or, is this going good? Or, planning, ahead and all this stuff. I said, it's 1 week at a time, because you just, you
Absolutely.
don't know.
Well, this just happened, yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. And and it went into effect today at 6:00. So, but we are going to do everything that we can to comply. Our health department has been amazing to work with. They really have.
Speaking of which, there's something I wanted to touch on that your mom, that Pam had mentioned Saturday night. We were talking about how Toledo Speedway had that press release about, they're not going to have races because the state of Ohio isn't allowing spectators at racing events, kind of throwing tracks that are racing under the bus. But
right.
You guys are not doing anything wrong. Attica's not doing anything wrong. Fremont's not doing anything wrong. You guys have permission to run. You're doing this all legally, right? Just want to set that record straight.
Yes, we do have permission from our health department to run. Way back end of May, if everyone remembers, we went 3 weeks with no fans, and that was, she had asked if we would do that, and then after we initially thought it was only going to be 2 weeks, and then she had contacted her that Monday after that one, and she says, "Can we do 1 more week like this?" Mom says, "Yeah, if it's what I have to do, I will do it." So yeah, we've been in compliant. We've talked to them weekly. So it's just, we're doing, like I said, we're doing what we have to do. We have the signs up.
Is it the sign that you sent a text to me earlier today?
No,
because that was a good sign.
You like that sign?
That was
My
nice.
cousin actually got that, believe it or not, but it is at the Ottawa County Fair.
Can I show it?
Go ahead. It's your podcast.
Okay. Well, only the people that are watching on
Facebook Live. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's going to show up real well.
It's a little blurry, but I think a lot of us have seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's and that comes down to it. It's this social distancing. We right now. I know people say, "Oh, well, you can do what you want and all this stuff." Well, yes, but no, you really can't, because one way or another, it's going to come back. So we
You
are
don't want
going
the
to
health
do.
department to shut you down.
Well, no, of course not. And I don't think anyone wants that. We have to do what they want us to do, and same with the mask or face covering, um, you know, mandate or what the order. Um, it's just one more thing, I guess, onto it. But if we want to continue racing, which I do, and I think everyone else wants to finish out the season, so we're going to do everything that we can to comply. So,
And we're looking
So
forward
does
to
that,
it.
are you going to send anyone back to their hauler if they get out without a mask?
again, and did you watch Governor DeWine's press conference today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay, yesterday. Again, we've put it on our social media about the masks, the face coverings. We will have signs up. But if you listened to him yesterday, he said, "Don't question someone." I mean,
Absolutely. I heard
so
it.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
people with underlying conditions. Don't question them.
correct. And we understand all that. I mean, and we have one of our um one of our helpers. She has asthma really, really bad. I mean, extremely bad. Has to use her inhaler and all that. And she does have a doctor's note, but she still would wear a mask. Now last Saturday, she told mom, she said, "I don't think I'm going to be able to wear it tonight because I'm having a huge flare up and all that." But she did for the most part. I mean, it's, even though she's exempt from it because of that asthma and she has the
Right.
doctor's note and all of that. But it just, yeah, like I said, to get your pit pass, that's not a, that's get your pit pass or walk through the gate with your, for the general admission. It's not that long to have it, so yes, thank you. It is all
Yep.
about common sense. Same thing, you put the other things up, and I don't know, I'm sure people have noticed, but we had to go and we had to put hand sanitizers all throughout the place. I mean, they're all over. Anywhere there's a porta potty, there's a hand sanitizer. Um,
I like the
or
hand washing stations.
we have one of them on the grandstand side, and that's the other thing. It's a double sink. We had to close one of them because of social distancing. Only one person could be up there at a time, which I get it, but I don't know. Some of the things,
All right. Well,
it
let's
just,
talk about
yeah.
something a little less stressful
Okay.
for you, and we'll let you go here. Let's talk about the racing event on Saturday this weekend.
This weekend is our final Attica Oakshade Challenge Series. I didn't look up any notes. Do you know who's leading them points?
I believe Rusty Schlenk is, because he's got 2 wins and a second place at Attica. And Attica's got, are they running? Yeah, they're running Attica.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oakshade
Attica's
thing
running
Friday.
Yeah,
Are they going to
Friday.
run a third event? Do you know, or is this the Saturday at Oakshade the very last one of this series?
I don't know, and I talked to Rex today, but he didn't talk about that, and he didn't mention that. So,
Like you said, you're taking things a week at a time.
pretty much. I know before when we've rained out, unless it's been, like in the beginning, because we did reschedule due to the not being able to race the first month because of COVID-19. But, he didn't say anything to me. I did listen to, I don't know, Dwayne Hancock's podcast the other night or whatever it is. And Dwayne had said something about, seeing if Attica was rescheduling, but I haven't heard that. So I guess I should probably find out. I can do that. I can find out.
Well, we haven't talked about this yet, but we're going to talk about we're supposed to have a World of Outlaw show a week from tomorrow, and they kind of they're going back to that's going to be an Attica Fremont Championship Series deal with the sprints and the late models would be there, so maybe it'd work there. I don't know.
That could be. I mean, like I said, we
not your call. I understand.
No, that's not. Yeah, I don't know, and yeah, I seen that about the World of Outlaw event being canceled.
So we got the late model challenge series deal, the sportsman, the hot rod, welding and engineering, bombers, compacts, gates open to 4, racing at 7. We're not pushing back the start time because of heat. It's not going to be as hot this weekend.
Well, I think heat's, but I don't think they put out a heat advisory, have they?
No, I think the last I saw was 88 or 87 or something. So
hey.
Not even going to be 90.
Well, that's awesome. That
Sunday's going to be warm though.
Okay.
Just stay tuned for the Hammer Down Racing Report race day weather.
Weekend weather pit stop with Ron Miller because Ryan Weekman's out of town this week. So
that's Ryan's gig. Mine's the race day weather.
Okay.
That's it.
Don't argue with him.
Gotcha.
All right, Chrissy. Thank you. We'll see you Saturday with my mask on.
All right. Thank you.
And if it's like this, I'm angry.
That's okay.
So, all right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Christina Henricks. We'll call her the promoter there at Oakshade Raceway. So just wear your mask.
I've heard her called worse. Yeah.
She says she's talking to her earlier today. She's very stressed, with all this stuff, not knowing things and last minute changes and I'd hate to be a promoter this year.
Oh, it'd be terrible right now, Scott.
So before we get to that, the update for Millstream and some news here, go through some results from last weekend. Of course, Attica Raceway Park was off, as well as Sandusky Speedway. And that's because Sandusky Speedway's got a big event that starts tonight, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Oakshade Raceway in action last week. We were just talking about Rusty Schlenk. He won the late model feature for the second consecutive week. Rich Reif was the Bomber A-Main winner for the second consecutive week. Corey Gum was the compact feature winner for the 5th consecutive week. And Kurt Dickey was the winner of the Bomber B-Main. I think I saw a post that Corey Gum wrote, something about thinking maybe it was time to move up in class. Did you see that at all, Ron?
It's time for Corey to move up?
He was thinking it was time for him to move up.
Probably. He's a good racer.
Okay.
It's a matter of what his budget can afford, but he's a great racer. So, yeah, it could be time.
Nate Dussel out of Bradner, Ohio, won his 24th career victory at Fremont Speedway on Saturday night. He was a 410 sprint feature winner. Dallas Hewitt won the Boss feature as the Buckeye Outlaw Sprint Series was in action. Paul Weaver, he's been cleaning house in the 305s there. He got another feature win. And your buddy, out of the Ron Miller race shop there, Corey McCoy, won his second dirt truck feature of the year. It was
a fun race to watch.
He's getting things done. And again, beating Sean Valeni, another tough challenger there.
Scott, while we're talking about that, and it's something we could probably work into a show somewhere down the line. Mark has, the car owner in that 911, has been accused of having illegal stuff on it, and he would like to show everybody what's in the car live on our show. Maybe next week, next couple of weeks.
Okay. That'd be an interesting thing. It'd be like a
virtual tech inspection.
Huh. Well, we'll work on that for next week then. Is that Mark Kackemeister?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There you go. Next week. I have nothing planned for next week yet, so maybe that'll be it. Donnie Schatz won the Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup at Lernerville Speedway on Tuesday night. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Series action. Those guys are going to be at Lincoln Speedway tonight, followed by a pair of evenings at Williams Grove and Friday and Saturday. World of Outlaw Morton Buildings late model series action. Darrell Lanigan led the final 31 laps to win Saturday at Red River Valley Speedway. Brandon Shepard got by Ricky Weiss to win Sunday at River City Speedway. The World of Outlaw late models series is off until Tuesday, July 28th, when they travel to Davenport Speedway in Iowa, then to the Hoosier Dirt Shootout at Kokomo in Indiana on Friday and Saturday, July 31st and August 1st. Tyler Erb Turbo won Friday night at Tri-City Speedway over Billy Moyer in Lucas Oil late model series action. Missouri driver Peyton Looney. Have you heard of Peyton Looney? I like his name.
I have.
Sounds a little crazy. Excuse me. He won Saturday's. Getting all choked up about it. He won Saturday's Lucas Oil Speedway Show Me 100. Chris Ferguson beat out Jonathan Davenport by half a car length to win Sunday at Lucas Oil Speedway in just his second time at that racetrack. Next up for Lucas Oil Late Model Series is the Malvern Bank Go 50, which is tonight. A lot of stuff going on tonight. The 10th Annual Silver Dollar Nationals on Friday and Saturday, July 24th, 25th at I-80 Speedway in Greenwood, Nebraska. Kyle Larson, he's I don't even know what to say about him. I mean, he got kicked out of NASCAR and he's been on fire, tearing up the dirt all over the place. This time with wins in the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions. He won Friday at Williams Grove Speedway. He won the opening night of the Bob Weichert Memorial Port Royal Speedway on Saturday, and then he won again on Sunday. So pretty good.
Have you seen that meme on Facebook?
I have. For the Pennsylvania Posse one?
Yeah.
Where he's something about NASCAR, please take him back or something?
NASCAR, please take him back. Kyle says he's sorry. Signed the Pennsylvania Posse.
The All-Stars are off until Tuesday, July 30th, when they travel to the Plymouth Dirt Track in Wisconsin, 34 Raceway in West Burlington, Iowa on Friday, July 31st, Knoxville Raceway in Iowa on Saturday, August 1st, and Hussett Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota on Sunday, August 2nd. Another guy who's been having a pretty good season here, 17-year-old Ty Gibbs. He won again. This time at Iowa in the Arca Menard Series Shore Lunch 150 was his third win in the last four starts. Arca Menard Series is going to be at Kansas for the Kansas Lottery 250 tomorrow night at 10 p.m. A little bit of a late start there on FS1. That's 10 p.m. Eastern. I guess that's 9 o'clock local time, I believe. I think Kansas is Central Time. Austin Cindric continued his winning streak at Texas after Kyle Busch's car failed post-race inspection after Saturday's Xfinity race. I didn't see an interview with him. He probably was, I don't know.
Yeah.
He made up for it, though. Kyle Busch I should say, because he ended up winning the Truck Series race at Texas later on that day in the evening. That was Saturday. And then Austin Dillon brought the number 3 car home to victory lane in Sunday's O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. Cup Series is in action right now. You might be missing it. Sorry. I know Dave said we had to be done by 7:30 because that's when that was scheduled to start. It's on NBCSN. Trucks are racing tomorrow night at Kansas at 7 p.m. I believe that's why the ARCA race is starting so late, because they're after the trucks. And then the Xfinity Series Saturday on NBCSN at 5 o'clock. No, yes. That's right. NBCSN 5.
It's a crazy weekend for NASCAR, Scott. The
Cup first, then the trucks, then finishing the weekend with the Xfinity Series. And no race Sunday. I don't know. Weird schedule. Simon Pagenaud started last at Iowa Speedway this past weekend. Actually, Friday night, I should say, because they had a doubleheader. And he ended up winning. So cool deal for. I think he had trouble getting his car started, so he had to start at the back. Joseph Newgarden won Saturday's second half of the doubleheader at Iowa Speedway. Those guys are off. The IndyCar Series is off. That is for a few weeks, coming back at Mid-Ohio for the Honda Indy 200 on August 9th. And since it's in Ohio, they'll probably have to wear masks.
Mask up.
We've been doing the Summer National updates here. So we got some winners from last week. Last Thursday night at Spoon River was Kent Robinson. K-Rob. Brian Shirley won Friday at Farmer City. Jason Fager Saturday at Highland Speedway. Bobby Pierce won at Randolph County Speedway on Sunday. And then I read that Bobby is dropping off the tour because there were some other things he wanted to do. Tuesday's race at Peoria, which was supposed to be a makeup date of the postponed event or rained out event from a week or so earlier. It's been postponed again because of rain. So now they're going to try and make up the rest of that Peoria event on July 30th. Next up for the tour is Springfield Raceway. That's tonight. Lake Ozark Speedway Friday night. Clarksville Speedway Saturday and Sunday. And then Wednesday at LaSalle Speedway. And I guess the car count was pretty low at the last race there.
Pretty crazy. I've seen
14 or 15
cars. Yeah.
That's kind of sad. Some racing news here, which will include your update for Millstream Speedway if you've been sticking around for that. I've been teasing it for a while. We're going to get to that. It's right here. But first, NASCAR announced on Tuesday that the remainder of the 2020 season will be run without practice or qualifying in the 3 national series. That's the Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup Series. They're going to adjust the starting lineup draw procedure for the playoff races, which that'll be announced how that's going to work out later. Not having any practice or qualifying could make the road course at Daytona fun.
Scott, I'd like to hear what the crew chiefs think about that format and what the car owners think about it. It has to save a huge amount of money from a car owner's standpoint. Boy, from the crew chief's side, I don't know. I've heard that several of the crew chiefs don't even show up at the shop anymore. They've got their notes, they've got their engineers. They set up the race. Excuse me. They set up the race cars virtually.
Yeah, I don't know. I did read that NASCAR decided to go with this format because it's been working, and the race has been competitive. So, but yeah, you're right. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear, is that how you pronounce his name?
Uh-huh.
He has state orders in place to prevent mass gatherings such as concert venues, daycare centers, and racetracks. However, Florence Speedway continues to host events. On July 9th, the governor also required most residents in the state to wear face masks when in public places. A recent event at the Speedway at Florence saw the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Their grandstands weren't totally packed, and most fans wore masks. 2 court rulings sided with the Speedway in regards to mass gatherings. Those cases were heard in Boone and Scott Circuit Courts. They resulted in a restraining order on the governor's executive orders. On Monday, George Glenn Acree struck down Beshear's urge to reinstate the executive order from the governor's office. The ruling allows the track to continue operations as usual. On Tuesday, the governor submitted the case to the Kentucky Supreme Court. Typically, the cases are sent to the Court of Appeals before going straight to the Supreme Court. And the governor escalated the case, calling it, quote, the gravest threat to public health in over a century, unquote. So Florence Speedway fighting a battle down there to be able to keep racing.
It'd be interesting to see what the statistics say after things settle down a little bit, if there's really been any infections because of it.
Well, it's
and ultimately that's going to show who's right or who's wrong.
It said most fans wore a mask, so I mean maybe the mask things, maybe there's something to it. Dirt late model racer Hudson O'Neill has split with Mastersville this past weekend. He was running the house car for them, and now he's without a ride. So, Ron, maybe you want to offer up the 35 for Hudson O'Neill, maybe?
Oh, heck with that. I'm having too much fun.
Did you watch the Cup race on Sunday?
Some of it.
Did you see what happened to Matt DiBenedetto and Quinn Huff decided to pit from the middle of the track?
I did.
Okay, for those of you who haven't seen,
I'll bet that upset you, didn't it, Scott?
A little bit.
Being a big Matty D fan.
So Quinn Huff, I guess, from what I've read, he's come to the Cup Series because he brought a sponsor with him, and I forget whose seat he took away. But he's a rookie, and he was driving middle lane, turn 4, and just made an abrupt left turn to come to the pits, and got into, was it Christopher Bell, I believe, was one of the cars, and Matt DiBenedetto, who was having another good run, and basically took both of them. Well, I guess I don't think it took them out, but damaged them so they weren't going to be competitive.
They weren't going to be competitive.
Yeah. So and then I think it was Keselowski spoke out, or somebody spoke out and said that NASCAR ought to demote people for making stupid moves, or have some kind of system in place to do that. NASCAR, and they did respond.
Ooh, be careful what you ask for on that one.
They did respond.
That one could jump up and bite you.
They did respond. And they said that they plan to speak with Quinn Huff, but I haven't seen if that's happened yet. I think they're supposed to do that before. Well, it was supposed to be before tonight's race, I guess. So I don't know. Due to the restricted crowd size at this year's Indy 500, which is supposed to be about 25% capacity, but the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that place is huge. It was a seat like 400,000 people, so 25% is still 100,000. But due to the restricted crowd size, the local TV blackout rule that they usually have there, so people in Indianapolis can't watch the race on TV live as it happens like the rest of the country, it's being lifted this year. So local Indianapolis NBC affiliate can broadcast the race live. Masks will be required for those that actually are in attendance at the racetrack. So if you're one of those 25% capacity people, bring your mask with you. And we mentioned already that Ohio's mask orders forced some tracks that have been able to hold racing events to issue statements regarding the requirement of wearing a mask to be able to enter the gates. Again, I've seen at least Fremont, Attica, and Oakshade. I haven't seen if Sandusky has released a statement yet about that, but I'm assuming you probably are going to have to do that there too. Speaking of Attica, we mentioned this a little bit ago. The July 31st World of Outlaw event has been canceled. That just happened, I believe, last night. But they will host a regular racing program on Friday, the 31st, with the Attica Fremont Championship Series 410s and 305 sprints, late models in action as well. And now for the Millstream Speedway reopening update. I talked to Scott Warner. My phone rang, and I was like, come on, be good news. Come on, be good news. Come on, be good news. Well, it's not the greatest news, but it's not the worst news either. Scott says he's been in constant contact with their local health department down there, he says that they've been great to work with. But unfortunately, due to the restrictions and everything, they are unable to they basically kind of put things on hold. He was supposed to announce by the end of July what the racing schedule was going to be and who was going to race. He's kind of put things on hold for now. So it's not to say that there isn't going to be racing this year, but things have to change with the restrictions for racing to happen.
I've talked with Scott, and I know you have. We need to let our listeners know that work is continuing down there at the track. They're heading towards an opening, and it's just the virus that's keeping it slowed down. But they're really, really hopeful that something will happen yet this summer.
Yeah, and I told Scott this morning, I'm like, dude, you picked the very worst year to try and reopen the track. I mean, what were you thinking? But his statement from a press release that just came out was, quote, I am disappointed to announce that Millstream Speedway can't reopen as anticipated. At this time, we must put the pending 2020 schedule on hold until there are changes in the state of Ohio health mandates. Not all hope is gone for racing to return yet this year, but that will require restrictions to be lifted. And I can tell you, he definitely is disappointed. He almost sounded defeated because he's been putting so much work into getting this going and to have the health department and the restrictions kind of holding them back. So I know he wants to get this going.
It'll work, Scott. It's just for him. It's just a series of highs and lows. So keep the faith. It'll happen.
You could go to Cedar Point. They're open. You just got to make an appointment to go on some of the roller coasters. Did you hear about this about Tony Kanaan?
I didn't.
He has been tapped.
What's new with TK?
He's been tapped as one of the drivers for Tony Stewart and Ray Everham's new or upcoming SRX racing series.
That's pretty cool.
So he's
a real personality. I mean, he's a huge talent, but the fans love him. They couldn't have picked a better driver.
The SRX Racing Series stands for Superstar Racing Experience, and Tony Kanaan is the first of those superstars to be announced. So I'm sure there'll be more. It'll be interesting to see who else they get. He's retired, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he is.
I really haven't followed much
They should get Dale Jr.
of the Indy stuff this year.
Yeah. So that's all the news that I have for this week. Before we get to your, what did you call your weather thing? What are we calling it this week?
The Hammer Down Racing Report race day weather.
All right. Before we get to that, let's play How Many. And we still have to talk about upcoming races this weekend. There's a lot to talk about here. Last week's
26.
What? Okay.
26.
Last week's how many late models were at Oakshade? It's 27.
True.
And it was a tie between me and Charlie because I said 26 and he said 28. Charlie, our guest last week, Charlie Kroll. So we tied. We'll split that one. Online winner last week was, I believe, his girlfriend, Ashley Hanrahan.
Ashley Hanrahan.
Yeah, I believe that's his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she won a free Big D's pizza. Large Big D's pizza. She just has to get with
I see a trip to Clyde, Ohio in Charlie's life.
There you go. This week's how many super mods are going to be at Sandusky Speedway on Saturday night?
Ooh. I don't have a clue.
Because we haven't mentioned it yet, but this weekend is the High Miler Super Modified Nationals going on. They're actually running Friday and Saturday night with the
40-lap race on Friday night and a 100-lap race on Saturday for the ISMA Super Mods.
There you go. So how many do you think is going to be there? I have no idea.
I don't know. Mrs. Miller said 15.
15? Okay. You want me to guess next? We'll save you for last. The best for last?
Go ahead. Just jump right in. Because
I'm going with 16 then.
Well, I'd be full to go any higher than 17.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of in a tight spot then if I'm going to win.
Yeah.
If you want to play along, I see everybody has already started guessing there. Go ahead and put your guess in the Facebook Live comments if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts and you're not watching us live. You can find our video on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report.
I see that Dean Henry said 20, and had I not gotten greedy and wanted to put you in a box, that I would have gone with 20.
Okay. Well, you're playing smart there. That's how I would have done it. Because really anything more than 17, you won. Online, you get one guess. Your first guess counts. If somebody guesses the same number, then whoever guessed it first gets that. You can put your guesses in until let's say 5 o'clock on Saturday. So, like I said, if you're not listening to us live on Thursday nights at 7, not a big deal. You can still play. You just got to work a little extra hard to find our Facebook Live video. Upcoming races, again, we mentioned tonight, Sandusky Speedway, the High Miler Super Modified Nationals. That actually just began about a half hour ago. The racing there. It's fan appreciation tonight. I think the first 300 got in free, but if you didn't get in free, it's only $1 admission. $1 pops and beers. There's a little asterisk by the pop and beer, but I couldn't find what the asterisk was, so I'm sure there's something there. Pure stocks, renegade stocks, beginner stocks, vintage American race cars, they're in action tonight. Tomorrow night, night number 2 of the High Miler Super Modified Nationals. That's when the ISMA, is that what we're saying? It's not ISMA?
It's ISMA.
ISMA Super Modifieds. It's the Fast 40, as you said, 40-lap main event tomorrow night. The regular Modifieds also in action. Gates open at 4. Racing at 7:30. General admission, $25 for tomorrow at Sandusky. Attica Raceway Park also in action tomorrow night, Friday night, with the Steinley Chevrolet Buick Sutton Bank Morgan Stanley night, featuring the Attica Fremont Championship Series 410 Sprints, 4,000 to win, Attica Oakshade Late Model Series, and the Attica Fremont Championship Series 305 Sprints. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission is $15 at Attica Raceway Park tomorrow night. Saturday, 3 tracks in action. Of course, we just talked to Christina Henricks there from Oakshade Raceway with night number 2 of the Attica Oakshade Late Model Series for the weekend. Sportsman Bombers and Compacts all in action as well. Gates open to 4, racing at 7 p.m. General admission $14 at Oakshade. Fremont Speedway, it's Operational Support Services Throwback Night. That'll be an Attica Fremont Championship Series 410 Sprint event, another $4,000 to win race. The Attica Fremont Championship Series 305s and the dirt trucks in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission is $15 there. And then Sandusky Speedway, final night of the High Miler Super Modified Nationals featuring the ISMA Super Modifieds going 100 laps. Regular Modifieds also in action. Gates open at 1 p.m., so you can get there early for this one. And racing doesn't start till 7. General admission tickets, $30 for Sandusky Speedway on Saturday, July 25th. Now it's time for what would usually be Ryan Weekman and our weekend weather pit stop. But WTOL weatherman is out of town this week. So go ahead, Ron's sitting in.
So instead, it's going to be the Hammer Down Racing Report race day weather forecast. Friday at Attica, it's going to be perfect. Mostly sunny, afternoon high about 83. Race time, we're looking 80 degrees, dropping into the mid-70s during the night. Just an absolutely perfect day to get out and watch short track racing. Friday at Sandusky Speedway for their Fast 40. There's a slight chance of a mid-morning shower, certainly clearing out by noon. High temp during the day of about 80. And of course, like you said, the race starts a little early, but still staying into the 80s well into the evening. Saturday at Sandusky for the ISMA 100 lapper, absolutely gorgeous. High temperature of 80. With the temperatures holding steady right around there. Another great day. A little bit lower humidity over around the lake. Oakshade Saturday, sunny and warm, afternoon high of 88 degrees. Race time dropping off just a little bit, 84 degrees. Never getting much lower than 80 during the evening. And another great night to watch some short track racing.
Usually when I go to Sandusky Speedway, I'm always wondering if it's going to snow. It's probably not going to snow.
You'd almost want to.
Might be
or have water weeping up out of the racetrack, or ponds in the middle.
So there's Ron Miller. If it rains on any of those nights or anything, he's wrong. It's Ron's fault.
No, it ain't happening, Scott.
Can never get right there. Ron's fault.
I looked at my weather rock.
Your weather rock. Was it blue? I don't know what that means. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kimmer and our field correspondent Matt Swander. Want to once again mention our sponsors: Ron Miller Race Cars, Big D's Pizza in Clyde, save 10%. Mention Hammer Down Racing Report, Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race. Kester Mowing, call Steve 419-466-3801 for pretty much anything your landscaping, trees. If it grows and it's like green or probably brown at this point, he can probably help you out with that. Or if it's got flowers, whatever. Millstream Speedway, follow them on Twitter and Facebook for the updates as soon as something changes with the state restrictions. Hopefully something soon we can get some racing going out there before the end of the year.
And I would venture to say that you'll hear it here first.
There you go. Freeze, yeah. Keep tuned to Hammer Down Racing Report. We'll keep you updated as soon as we hear anything as well. Freeze frame photos. Make sure to see Charlie at racetrack near you. Mostly Oakshade Saturday nights. He's there. He's got all kinds of pictures. I just bought some pictures from him this past Saturday. Got to buy pictures of myself because nobody else is going to buy any pictures of me. Also, a Continental Service Auto Repair in Adrian, Michigan. Give them a call, 517-263-8573. That's
really great people and super, super automobile mechanics.
Better than you?
Yeah, I don't do cars anymore.
Oh, okay. Just race cars? Do those?
I hate working on passenger cars.
Okay. Well, I won't carry any passengers in any of my cars then.
Okay.
So we'll be back in action next Thursday night, 7 o'clock, and maybe we'll have that live car inspection. So you might want to tune in for the video.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Where's the truck stay at?
Mark Hackenmeister's shop, but he offered to bring it up here.
Oh, bring it to your place?
He said whatever works for us. He just wants to quiet everybody down.
We'll have to figure out a way to be able for you to get outside. You got hopefully have some good Wi-Fi there or something, because I got a terrible cell signal at your house.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll have a live truck breakdown, looking underneath the things, see what kind of cheater things that Mr. Corey McCoy is running on that truck.
We can park them out in my front yard. I know we've got good Wi-Fi out there.
All right, there you go. Well, you work on that. And
It's only 20 feet from the router. We've got this covered.
Okay. Tune in next Thursday at 7. It could be an interesting program. Right here on Facebook Live. Follow us on Twitter as well at Hammer Report. Also, you can follow us on YouTube. And don't forget, you can always listen to us on demand on your favorite podcasting platform. We prefer iHeartRadio, but iTunes, Google, whatever, it all works. I see Corey McCoy. He's cheating. He's cheating on his guess with 14.
That's it. Corey McCoy, make sure you tell your truck owner what he signed up for.
There you go. So on that, we'll leave you. Go watch some races. There's all kinds of racing going on tonight through the entire weekend. We'll see you back here next Thursday at 7.
Mr. Hammer, before we go, I have to wish my wife a happy anniversary.
And I have to wish you guys a happy anniversary. You guys are going to go celebrate now, right?
Yeah, we're headed out to dinner.
Ooh. Okay.
And it won't be our normal Arby's, so something a little fancier.
All right. Well, go have fun. 54 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. That's more than I've been racing.
Yeah, ask her. It's been a struggle. For me, it's been a walk in the park. For her, it's not so much. Yeah, she just says it's been a hell of a ride.
Well, hopefully that ride continues for many more years.
Yeah, we're planning on it.
All right, enjoy your dinner. We'll see you next week.
See you, Scott.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. Listen on demand on iHeartRadio.